And I'm going to volley a question back to Al and to you, Mark. But as we were saying, right now, TeamRankings.com has Clemson as an 8% chance to make it into the NCAA tournament, and they need a lot of help. And I know on ACC Network they were mentioning that basically Clemson's going to have to win out, and I believe the same thing too. If you look at it. If they win 6 games, now they have 5 regular season games left, and then hopefully the ACC tournament will produce some wins. But if they win 6 games out of the 5 plus however many, then they'll have about a 58% chance of winning or getting to the NCAA tournament. Now, if they win 7, then they have about an 89% chance, but that would be, winning 2 ACC tournament games. Can they win out and win 1 ACC tournament game? Maybe can they win 4 of 5 and win 2 ACC tournament games? I think it's going to be difficult for sure because they've got some teams. I believe they got one team left that is always been a problem, and that is the Florida State Seminoles. But thankfully, they're at home. And because of that, the Tigers are 10-5 at home, but only 2-6 away from Little John Coliseum. So there's 3 away games left, 2 home games left. Al, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think the odds are? I mean, the John Newman said it after the game that he still believes, and Amir Sims, he still believes, and we want them to still believe in themselves. It's going to be an uphill battle. What do you think?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, obviously I want them to believe. I believe. I always believe. Okay. I'm the kind of guy who thinks that there's always a way to make the tournament, even when they lose 5 in a row. All right, what do we need to do to make the tournament? I'm kind of that kind of guy, but I also want to be a realist. And, the fact is Clemson's been really up and down this year. All right. They've been really up and down. I mean, they've lost a lot of games they shouldn't, won a lot of games they probably shouldn't either. So I think it's going to be really difficult for them to get to the tournament. Obviously, Florida State is a big one there. They have a lot of trouble with their length and speed a lot of times. Just a bunch of big athletic guys on Florida State's team, and it's like that every year. And it's just tough. It's tough to shoot against that way. But you know what? I mean, who knows what can happen? I'm always, like I said, one of those guys who thinks that my team can do it. And I'm hoping that's the case. But I think if you're gonna kind of look for your path, you lose one more maybe game in the regular season, you go on a short little run in the tournament, is kind of your way. Obviously, I think most people would tell you that they're going to need to win out in the regular season and win a game or 2 in the tournament. But hey, I won't stop believing.
And Mark, I'll pass it over to you. What do you got?
Yeah, this is a tough one for me, man. I haven't been, I've been trying to just take each game as it comes and kind of live in the moment. I've got season tickets this year. Been going to most of the games with my son and really enjoying myself. I don't think this is an NCAA tournament team right now. It doesn't mean they can't play their way in. I mean, they've got 4 out of their last 5 games. You've got Virginia Tech and Boston College on the road. Those are both very winnable games. You got a home and home with Georgia Tech. Very winnable games. And you got Florida State coming in. Like you said, Clemson's a tough out at home. I mean, legitimately, they could go on a run right now. But there have been a couple of other opportunities on the schedule this year to go on a run. And Clemson didn't really do it, right? They lost a couple of games I felt like they shouldn't have, and then they come back and beat Louisville. So this team is up and down. I expect to continue to see it. Maybe they hit that up patch, right? If you can stay out of that Tuesday night game in the ACC tournament, which they should be able to do, I think they're well positioned for that. Maybe you get the right, roll through the ACC tournament. Maybe you can win 4 of your last 5 and win a game or 2. But I think this team right now is probably going to be headed to the NIT. But I'm still a firm believer the future is very bright with this team. You're losing Curran Scott, you're losing Tevin Mack, but you're gaining, a great transfer and 2 really good recruits next year. This is a very, very young team. And then you look 2 years down the road, really all you're losing is Amir Sims. So this is a really young team that I think is going to make some noise in the next couple of years in the ACC. And I know people are hitting in the comments right now. This is all we've been hearing about Brownell for the last 10 years. Wait till next year. He's building something. I really do believe he's building something. You either got to get on board with Brownell or not. I'm on board with him right now.
Yeah, and I was looking at it here. It's always seems like they play at most 2 games a week, maybe sometimes 1 game a week. But they really jammed it into the last part of this season here because you start on the 22nd. So there's this long break between the Louisville game and the Boston College game. And then you've got Boston College, at Georgia Tech, Florida State, at Virginia Tech, and then Georgia Tech to finish it out. And that's within 14 days. He had 5 games in 2 weeks. That's a lot. That's a lot of games there to kind of crunch in. And you got 3 game. There's a 3-game span. It looks like about 7 or 8 days of 3 game. I mean, that's not a lot of rest there for this team. Like I said, it's not. It's going to definitely be a challenge. But I think that Amir Sims has definitely been the leader that the Tigers have needed. And then now with Newman coming on, being so confident that he has been, and if they can continue this supplemental game of getting Hemingway hot, I really do. I agree with you guys that I think the Clemson can do it. Are they necessarily the team that we expected to be in this conversation? Not really. But that's no negative towards them. It's just that they lost so much last year, and so. But again, look forward to these last couple of games for the Tigers, and then what can they do in the ACC tournament? Again, statistically, they probably need to win about 6 of their last games going in to try to have about a 58% chance of getting in.